we had the ACC championship, Duke against Virginia, and this is one of the three Power Four championships this weekend that we have a rematch of this season. And UVA handled Duke 34-17, and that was at Duke. It was 31-3 at the end of the third, and if Virginia's just got to score, and you kind of look at the critical factors that Duke needs to flip in this game, and it was really rushing the ball. UVA dominated that game on the ground. They dominated it in the air. It was just an all-around kind of bad game from Duke. It was pure domination. Duke's given up 34 points in 4 of their 5 losses. And the one advantage they have, and it's kind of hot and cold at times, is Duke is number 11 in pass offense. Virginia is 43 in pass defense. Duke also is able to turn the ball over. So if Duke's going to win this game, turn the ball over, and they got to rush the ball better. They got outrushed by over almost 180 yards, and Duke can score. And this Virginia team is not the strongest defense. So if Duke's going to be able to score, they've scored 32 points in 8 of their games this year, or at least 32 points. And, going over to the UVA side. UVA has not played 2 through 5 in the ACC standings, somehow, some way. And that's what happens when you have oversaturated conferences. That's another conversation. Virginia is top 15 in third down offense and third down defense. Duke is in the bottom half of the country of both. UVA has a big advantage in run defense over Duke's rush offense. And the thing that's going to really hit Duke is they're near the bottom of the country in pass defense. And Virginia's got a very experienced quarterback. Both these teams can take the ball away. Both these teams kind of don't turn the ball over a lot. But Duke's going to have to be able to run the ball. And Duke needs this to be just a slugfest of who has the ball last. Because I think that plays to Duke's advantage. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold UVA under 30 in this game. And that's all I got.
So earlier this year, and I think this was still when we were trying to figure out what UVA is this season, was when they played Duke. And this was like okay, are you actually good, or are you just going to kind of toy with us a little bit here? And going into Duke, and Chandler Morris throwing for 300-something yards, impressive in and of its own right. But then to just dominate offensively, they controlled the time of possession, doubled up Duke in yards, just all around a great performance from Virginia. Now, this is where I think that this game is going to be won or lost for Virginia is how they handle the pressure. You've shown that you can dominate this team. You beat them 34-10. They had a pick 6 for Duke in the fourth quarter that got them the second touchdown. But how do you deal with the pressure of not only did you just beat Virginia Tech for the second time, I think, since the turn of the century, third time since the turn of the century last weekend, but now you control your own destiny in sending your team to the college football playoff. You are 60 minutes away from many of those guys solidifying their names in UVA history and immortality. Those guys will be able to cling on to that and hold on to that for the rest of their lives. And so knowing that going into the game, I don't know how that team's going to handle it. You mentioned they haven't played 2 through 5. I feel like Duke's going to come out. They have nothing to lose. They have absolutely nothing on the line. They're playing for the championship, which how the tiebreakers in the ACC went down in and of itself is crazy. How we got Duke's 7-5, and they beat out Miami in a tiebreaker, which I saw something the other day that said if Florida State had scored 2 more touchdowns uh, against Miami, I think, or against someone else in state or in the conference that Miami would have gone because of the tiebreaker. That's just how that worked out.
It's just Duke's got to flip the rushing battle to me, and they'll be able to have a little more success. They got dominated in every way, form, or facet. They just need to have a better offensive day. And UVA's defense isn't, they're not gangbusters. So there's opportunities there for Duke.